trimmings.
Yes.
So you might need a drink to accompany that. I can never say accompany that.
No, but
go
you
with
can,
it, basically.
but you can drink, which
I
is
can
the main
drink it,
thing,
which is the most important thing. So let's go over here, because unfashionable it became for a little while, but now it's back again. The nation's tipple of choice is gin and tonic. And Olivia's here with us today. He's a gin... I'm going to call you a gin guru, Olivier.
I'll go with that.
I'm putting you right up there.
Right up there, yeah, on a pedestal.
Right up there.
Indeed, gin is indeed back. It's bigger than ever, over £1 billion in the UK.
In 1 year?
In 1 year. It broke the £1 billion mark for the first time in a while. And
now, is this the kind of traditional G&T with, you know, ice with a slice, or are these all lots of different new trendy ways to have gin and tonic?
Lots of different ways. The reality is 62% of gin is consumed in a gin and tonic in the UK.
Yeah.
So it's still gin and tonic is the driving drink. There are other drinks too, of course, whether it's gin and juice, Negronis, martinis, etc. But there's a lot of creativity going into gin and tonics, different serves and different ways to accentuate gin's flavour profile. Gin is hugely diverse in flavours.
Lots of interesting things here to show us different ways to have our gin. So we're starting with strawberries.
Yeah, I've made a couple up for you to kick off.
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen them in this glass before.
So this is a copper glass, and what you're having is a gin and tonic with strawberries and black pepper. So there's a dual garnish.
When you say copper glass, obviously not copper the metal.
No, copper, as in a copa, like in the Spanish way, C-O-P-A. So you think a big balloon glass, a fishbowl, as some people call it. I tend to find that you have to kind of hold it by the stem, because otherwise your hands start freezing off pretty fast.
Or you're warming up the gin.
Warming up the gin. With these big balloon glasses, what's really lovely is that they taper towards the top, so it holds in the aroma if you are going to be adventurous with the garnish. In terms of the garnish in particular here, I'm using strawberries and black pepper. I'm using a citrus-forward gin. So in this case, there is lime, lemon, grapefruit, orange peel in Martin Miller's gin itself. So instead of accentuating that, complementing it, because if you add another, say, ice and slice, perhaps that's too much citrus. So by adding a soft fruit, perhaps you can complement the citrus flavours.
The strawberry flavour's coming through really nicely, and the pepper, it's just at the very end, actually. I wasn't sure about pepper, but actually it's not really.
Yeah, you have to go quite easy.
Exactly,
you have to go quite easy with the pepper to kick off, and if you do, obviously stir it in a little bit, so you're not slurping a great load of pepper up front. It adds a bit of depth to the finish of the gin.
That's
so
a
if
nice
you like
summer.
Really summery serve.
Gin and tonic.
Okay, well, we've got a few to get through here. What have we got next?
So up next, I've gone slightly different. So from a citrus gin to a juniper-led herbal gin. It's even got pine spruce in there, or it's pine needles in there.
Does all gin have juniper? That's where
that's the core. It's the soul of gin. No gin. You can't have gin if you don't have juniper. And
you can't have gin without juniper.
No, I'm just checking the new ones.
Some of them have less juniper pronounced in their flavour profile, and some are more so. So classic.
And they make a lot of it in Menorca.
I've made two for you there, so you can have a little try whilst I add tonic to this one. This is Lone Wolf gin, as I say, a juniper-rich gin. And from a garnish perspective, people tend to focus on citrus and soft fruits, but you can really bring a sense of seasonality into your gin and tonic by adding things from the garden. So, for example, rosemary, sage, thyme, bay leaves, whatever.
It's quite herby, the whole thing.
Very herby.
It's quite odd.
No, I quite like it. It's different. It's very different. You don't like that one,
It's
then?
odd.
It's certainly very, very herbal, almost savoury.
Almost disinfectant-like.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. I don't find it unpleasant. I prefer the strawberry one, but that's quite interesting.
For rules of thumb in terms of how to complement or contrast what to pick as a garnish for your gin, I would say try and taste gin neat. And then ask yourself a question: what flavours do I associate this to have? And then go, do I want to accentuate that, complement or contrast it? And that will give you a good rule of thumb. If you don't have a very junipery heavy gin, something like rosemary can actually bring it out in something where the juniper is a little bit more sweet.
Patricia Cotton says, I use mini muffin tins to make large ice cubes with a slice of lemon inside the cube.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good idea.
Fantastic idea, and then over time it dilutes and dissolves into it. All fruits will work really well. Particularly frozen berries are also a really good idea, so even if you don't like too much ice, you can freeze strawberries or blueberries or blackberries.
People put in gin?
A lot of people put cucumber in gin, and a lot of people aren't necessarily convinced about gin and tonic. Tonic sometimes Put people off. Exactly. It's got
I like gin and orange, which you're coming to. But
this is gin and rose lemonade. Rose lemonade. So that tonic has also had a revolution. It's not just gin. Tonic has also, there's now so many different types of mixers. What you have in here is a shot of Beefeater 24 as well as this rose lemonade. Mixers have evolved, and they're quite big flavours, quite powerful flavours now. So if you don't like the idea of bitter quinine, perhaps something lighter like this rose lemonade.
Smells lovely.
And it looks lovely as well.
It's pretty. And then you've done what? Lemon zest?
So I've added a little lemon zest, mainly because it's got rose and lemon. I think the rose sometimes can be very floral, and you can cut it back in.
That's nice. That's like...
That's the kind of thing you'll drink and not realise that it's alcoholic. But she does that, because she doesn't
You've got to be careful, right? You've got to be careful.
Are you telling me this is alcohol?
That's delicious, actually. I love that.
Yeah, it's such a fantastic combination.
Now, this is my own personal favourite to finish on. Gin and orange.
So that's gin, tonic and orange. It's finishing off where it might have all began. The tonic syrups are now becoming a thing, certainly in the US, and it's a trend that's starting to come into the UK. Tonic syrups, perhaps in the colonial era, in the Raj, they might have had a bitter quinine pill.
Yes.
They would have chased it down with gin. And then that might have moved on to tonic syrup. That tonic syrup gets carbonated, and then you have Indian tonic water as we know it now. So this is a modern interpretation of what it might have been like back in the days of the Raj. So it's a cocktail. Well, it's a classic tonic syrup. There are loads of different types of tonic syrup out there.
Isn't quinine used to keep mosquitoes away?
It's not to keep it away, but it keeps malaria, the symptoms of malaria quelled.
So I drink it just like that?
Just drink it neat. It's going to be a lot sharper.
Typical you. You're not listening, and if you're bitten by a mosquito, I could be saving your life there.
I don't get bitten, but it's probably because I drink a lot of gin. Right. Stay away from me. It's
so bitter, gin in your bloodstream. You have with malaria and tonic. That's why it was called the fever tree. You know, so it was so reputed for its medicinal properties as quinine. And quinine is still an active compound in most and all tonics.
That's a bit like cough medicine to me.
It's a lot sharper, a lot boozier, and of course it's flat, which is the huge difference. Bubbles and effervescence are the big thing that defines.
Well, Olivier, I'll tell you this. That was a very good idea.
Thank you very much.
Lovely. Good.
I like the strawberry one and this rose lemonade. I've never had that, and that's delicious.
Fantastically accessible, and I think people can really bring in that sense of tailoring into a gin and tonic, like so they don't have to just have a gin and tonic as they've always had.
It's 20 to 12. It's 11:40 in the morning. Too early.
No.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Chin chin. Why do you say chin chin?
But seriously, the man can't drink. 3 sips. Look at him. You think he's joking, he really isn't. Now, coming up at midday, we're swapping the takeaway for a fake-away.
No, I'd like a gin, orange and a duck pancake.
Now, be careful.
That would be
Phil's in the kitchen cooking pancakes. Also, don't forget our phone in today. We're taking your calls on dementia. We've got a dementia expert here today, so anything you want to ask, we'll take your calls. That's our Stop it.